Welcome, everybody, to the newest episode of the Live from the 575 podcast. I'm your host, TriggerVic99, and I'm here with a very special band of gamers in these lovely brand new jerseys, only seen on the NM State Ace before. Let's go down the line. Introduce yourself, young man.
Hey, what up, guys? I'm Magic.
I'm Nate Boss 100. People know me as Nate.
I'm Fraud or Jeffrey, whichever you prefer.
I'm Ethan. I'm also known as Sad Lad.
And we have a bunch of stinky Rocket League players here in the house.
Sir.
Facts.
Yeah.
You guys have not been on the Ace before. I don't think any of you guys have been on the Ace before.
No.
Have you guys ever done a podcast before?
I have. I was on Dr. Harvey's brother's podcast over the summer.
I saw that. That was pretty cool
Yeah.
with Sax, no?
Yep.
That's very cool. How about you?
Never.
No, I've been on a video before. Go check it out on the YouTube.
NM State Ace, episode 16.
Player Spotlight.
And a player spotlight. So that's right.
That's pretty sick.
I have not been on a podcast. I have casted Rocket League before, but this is my first
I've
podcast.
casted, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You've casted before.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go down the line. Tell me where you started playing video games. What was the first thing that brought you into video games? What was the first video game you played or heard about before in the past?
So my first video game I played was Minecraft Pocket Edition. I was at a restaurant with my friends, and I saw him playing. I go, bro, what's that? And he was like, dude, it's Minecraft. So then I started playing it, and then, I kind of just got addicted from there. And then, I found out about like FIFA and all that. And then I played a lot of Forza, and then I kind of combined those two when I found Rocket League at my friend's house. My dad showed it to me and all that. And then I started getting way too addicted. And then I saw an ad for PlayVS on Snapchat, and that's how I got into high school Esports. And that's how I also started in middle school, because I was like, if they have it at La Cueva, why don't we start it at Eisenhower? So then me and my friends started the Eisenhower program. And then from there, it just kind of snowballed.
So you've been playing, video games since you were very, very young. I think a lot of us can kind of relate to that. But in terms of esports, you had mentioned La Cueva. You're not from here. You're not here from the 575, as some of us are. You're from Albuquerque, right? How's it been? Obviously, you're a first-year freshman. For those of you guys that don't know, he's a freshman here at NMSU. How's it been kind of coming down to NMSU from, obviously living in Albuquerque for a majority of your, adolescence, I guess?
It's really nice, actually. I really like how everything is super close together, and it's super easy to navigate around here. I feel compared to Albuquerque, I feel like Albuquerque is straight up one of the most confusing cities in the world, especially if you're on the east side, where I live.
Keep dogging on it, please.
Everything is 10 minutes away, exactly. I don't know what it is, but unless you want to go to Chick-fil-A, there's two that are 2 minutes away, which is the only thing I really care about. But otherwise, apart from the city itself, New Mexico State, awesome school. I love it. Everything, I was kind of scared about how big the campus was going to be, but luckily
it's not as big as you think.
Yeah.
You visit maybe 3 or 4 halls, and then as you get up in the the more graduate level years, you probably only visit 1 hall for the rest of your life, unfortunately. Okay. But yeah, well, welcome. We're glad to have you here. You're obviously really good at Rocket League. Talk to me about what it went through your guys' head and trying to get him here to NM State, because obviously you had some offers, I'm assuming. Talk to me what you guys had to do, what you guys had to go through, what kind of conversations you guys had to do recruitment for Rocket League.
So for Magic, I didn't do nothing.
Okay.
He just came here. No, I think Fetty and Kaze might have done more of that. I'm sure they did some recruiting while they were still kind of involved with Rocket League. Obviously Kaze is the recruitment officer now. Yeah. So I know he's gotten the lead on that, and I know Fetty was doing it a whole bunch prior to his new position.
Yes.
So
definitely. Nate, yes. Sadland, I want to pick your guys' brains. Obviously, you have such a talented young man here.
Yeah.
Whose spot is he taking on your rosters?
So
let's start with you.
We'll start with me. So he's going to be playing alongside me and Jeffrey next year, which is super,
I didn't know that
cool.
this is the team.
Yeah,
what the heck?
So,
I didn't know that.
This is so it's a little different in Ethan's case, but for us, we're playing alongside him. He's fitting into the starting roster. We had Bronco Bobby last year, and with as good and talented as he is, it was only
keep Bobby.
Yeah, you can't keep Bobby in that sort of scenario. He deserves the
higher
level.
Only the best.
So sadly he's forced into a situation where he has to play with 2 players who have played with each other since I've been here. So he's the one who has to.
He's bringing new life into these rosters.
Oh, yeah.
New carry.
And he has done great so far. He's done amazing. I'm very confident that we'll do well this semester.
Thank you.
He's done okay.
He's done okay.
Oh, okay.
He's getting there.
I saw him play that community Rocket League
He
tournament.
should get his rank up.
I don't know.
He really should.
Sad lad, obviously your roster, I believe, is sticking for this semester.
It is,
Is
yes.
that illustrious NMSU Aggies team that won NECC, I believe, back-to-back in the fall and spring of last year, 2023 to 2024. Talk to me about how that was. Obviously, you guys essentially kind of peaked to where you could possibly peak in terms of like regional competition, and then managed to do it again with obviously a little bit more of a harder bracket. What was like the change up going into the spring after doing so well in the fall?
Well, I personally took a break from Rocket League. I've been playing Rocket League forever, since 2016, so I've been on the grind for a very long time, so I just really needed a break from it for a while to kind of reset my mind. And coming back from the break, I was able to re-lock in and really hammer into the practice and be able to remesh with my team. Daily Scrub has always been improving himself and becoming one of the better players at NMSU. And Classy coming in as a freshman, he was making a name for himself as well in the program, and he was improving himself individually and learning how to mesh around my team and be able to be more of a team player going into the next semester.
He's one of the most improved players by far.
Absolutely.
I would agree.
Yeah, Classy for sure.
He's pretty talented.
So all of us, I needed my break, and then I came back even stronger, came back even better, being able to mesh around Classy, being able to be more of a rock for the team than I was before, be able to play around Scrub and everything. And I think we just were able to improve, exponentially.
Definitely. Talk to me a little bit about how coaching has improved you guys' gameplay, because I know you guys have had Frank the Tank, one of our alumni, coach you guys. Is he pretty hands-on when it comes to like fixing your guys' issue? Is it just kind of like a mentality type of thing?
Frankie has been a very big help mentality-wise. We've had some of our best performances when he's in the call with us and being able to kind of lock us back in, help our morale in moments when none of us are able to really take that in-game leader position and be able to move past the
egos and stuff like
the
that.
The egos and the rougher points in our gameplay when we're not doing as well mentally. He has done some pretty hands-on coaching sessions with us. He's helped me personally, individually, become a better player. He's helped us with our team dynamics and everything. And I think that I was the one who improved the most individually with Frankie coaching us, because I was taking more frequent one-on-one sessions.
Definitely. I think, Frankie, obviously a really good Rocket player in and of himself, obviously graduated, doesn't really want to play collegiate anymore, just want to go for his master's, even though I think he should. He would take maybe one of these guys' spots on that roster, but it is what it is. Frankie, we miss you. But talk to me a little bit about like the collegiate landscape. Obviously, you three have been in it for a little bit longer. It's changing a lot when it comes to at least Playfly and Nace, them two splitting now, and then obviously NECC is always trying to change things up for their bracket size. What do you guys kind of think is like the meta when building teams for the specific season structure? For example, some teams, they'll build rosters that have like better performance over time. So like, let's say the season's all best of sevens, which I know isn't really a thing. Yeah. They'll build rosters that are like, okay, maybe they start slow, but they warm up towards the end to have that better longevity. Do you guys build rosters like that at all? Or is it mainly just kind of like who meshes with each other?
So I think the big thing we've been trying to do is build for longevity, like you were saying. We're trying to put together players that can all improve together and seem to mesh the best. Like we brought up earlier, Aggies is still the same roster, if they're able to keep playing with each other, build up that chemistry, all that. Nate and I have been on the same roster for a minute. Our goal is just to improve everyone as a chunk, right? Rather than just individually.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And what about you, Nate? I know you don't really come into this position on the teams that you've played with when it comes to like the admin side. Fraud has always kind of been like the second man in command when it comes to like Fetty or anybody doing Rocket League stuff. You've kind of taken this new position along with also you two, Ethan, for like Rocket League team managers. How's that kind of been for you guys? We'll start with you.
So I think it's a very interesting position because you have to be able to separate your feelings as a competitor. I like to win. Ethan loves to win. We both want to win, and we always think what is the best for me in order for me to win. But sometimes you have to, with this specific role, you put that aside and you think, okay, what's best for the program? What do I need to do to make sure everyone's happy, not just myself? Because I could hog all the resources that if I really wanted to improve and be like, yes, this is going to get me to SSL, blah, 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 right? But you can't
do that.
You just can't do that. Yeah, you just can't. You have to be able to be unselfish and think of the rest. You know, everyone wants to have fun in this sport, as much as it is to win. A lot of players are here to fun. I'm here for fun too. I know I'm not gonna win millions of dollars in this sport. It's not how it works, but yeah. Yeah,
definitely. I think the biggest part about competition is just like having fun while you're doing it. If you don't have fun winning, like you're not even gonna want to try to even get to that point where you're winning. So that's a really interesting point. How about you, Ethan? Obviously, you've been coaching for a little bit longer than these two folks have in terms of literal coaching. Talk to me about that transition to now team managing at a collegiate level.
Well, I was coaching a little bit for the high school that I attended.
Shout out Oregon Mountain High School.
Oregon Mountain High School.
Coach Safara, my goat.
When Classy was actually still a senior playing for them. So I would come in every once in a while and give them a little coaching. And Classy already knew me personally because we were on a team together my senior year, since I'm a year ahead of him. And it was nice going in, and I still want to stay involved with coaching with Oregon Mountain specifically. And Mr. Sofara's son, who's at Camino right now.
Shout out.
Shout out. Yes, sir.
He's looking good, right?
Yes, he's looking very good. I'd love to be able to take a part in being able to improve the next generation of esports and Rocket League players. Yeah. And now that I'm doing managing a little bit more, I haven't been doing too much managing because I've had to take some amount of step back because I am a competitor.
You still want to play.
And I still need to play. I need to focus on being able to be a competitor and be the best player that I can be. And it is challenging to be able to separate what's best for the program and what's best for me as an individual and competitor. So I've been letting these two kind of take the reins. I'm helping when I'm needed, when I can. But it's not really been a transition from one to another. It's been more of I'm trying to pick up the slack where I need to and be able to take as much time as I need to do anything.
Definitely. And I think that's like the biggest part when it comes to like esports management is like, sure, winning is fun, like you guys had mentioned, but being unselfish to the point where you even like take yourself out of the gameplay is like the hardest thing for a lot of people to do, especially because we all start, as a young, talented young gun where, we thought we can win natties left and right.
I was there before.
You get there and then you're like, damn, this shit's looking hard. So it's like,
hard. It is hard.
You can't really win them all. Back to you, Magic. When it comes to like receiving coaching from the high school level and now, I know you really haven't had much collegiate experience just yet, but you do have a lot of like esports management under your belt too, obviously with NMECS tournament series that you co-founded with our lovely boy Scott Robertson.
Shout out Scott.
Shout out Scott.
Shout out Scott.
Maybe on the next podcast we'll have you, but we know he likes the camera a little bit too much. Talk to me a little bit about what like hosting a tournament of your own, like a really large scale tournament, almost, region wide tournament has done for like your esports management brand.
Dude, it's crazy because when we first started NMECS, like we didn't realize actually like how much went into, making events. I kind of had some idea because, I would have to help with like fundraisers and stuff with choir, but I didn't really think that it would take as long as it did. Like the first year of NMECS took 9 months to, get us to plan the whole thing and just to start our first season online. It was a huge, huge learning process. And I think it's made me more kind of more like aware and like grateful almost, like, like seeing, like going to events and being like, now I know what it takes to put these events on. So I'm like, damn, like it's crazy.
It's pretty in depth.
Right. So, with NMECS, I mean, we've had always, like, we always have weekly meetings with APS and doing all that stuff and trying to, communicate, which hasn't been Scott and I's, strong point. I feel like we've definitely lacked on a lot of communication. So it's also helping, number one, management skills, and number two, it's helping, us with communication and being able to communicate with a lot of people and not just each other.
Definitely, yeah. When it comes to like planning tournaments, obviously we've done the invitational here at NMSU, and I think, no offense, it's a little bit bigger just because
a little bit,
just a little bit bigger. But I definitely know what you're coming from when it comes to like large scale tournaments like that, and trying to make a lot of people happy while also keeping it competitive. Because straight up, there's times where little Bobby Jr. can't beat Sad Lad in a Rocket League best of 3 or whatever. And by little Bobby Jr. I mean these two.
Okay, hold on.
So
that's crazy.
My bad. I didn't mean it like that.
We beat this dude in twos like 4 times the other day. Just saying.
Fair enough.
This is
fair
pretty
enough.
bad.
Gotta get the ELO where you can.
We may have been having fun. I don't know.
I had fun.
Certainly.
Speaking of LANs, I want to go down the table and talk about your favorite LAN that you've either attended or played at, and why. And whether it can be, it could be RLCS event. It doesn't have to be Rocket League. It could be invitational. It could be something you've played at, something you've just spectated and watched.
Well, I haven't really done a lot of LAN events. My main ones have been the invitationals so far. That one's definitely my personal favorite. I have a little bit of a bias because that's
you won it.
Well, I won it, and also I was actually picked up by NMSU at the first invitational when I was still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little bit of a bias. I really have enjoyed the invitational and being able to be a part of that. I've been part of the Playverse
State finals
events,
before, right?
State finals twice, or only once for me, but I was able to attend the LAN again as a coach. My freshman year at NMSU. I've really enjoyed all of them, honestly, but of course, NMSU Invitational is going to be the largest scale LAN event, so that one's my favorite.
What about you, Mr. Jeffrey?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to play at an NMSU Invitational.
Not yet.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it was fun when we did get the opportunity to play at NMECS. I believe it was Nate, myself, and Isaac.
Yes, it
was. Yeah,
Isaac.
Yep.
I think that was our first time having Nate play with that roster.
Yeah, it was.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, because if your answer is that LAN event, that's my same one. It was the first LAN event I've ever played. I was one of the best. It's like it gave me an appreciation for why we do LAN events. Was one of those moments where I got on the stage for the first time. I played well in front of a crowd. Crowd was behind me in the moment.
Crowd really hyped them up.
Yeah. Crowd loved me there, and then I loved it there. So I love LAN events are fun. I love to play in them, and now that I run and help with the invitationals and all that, I try to make as much as what I experienced, as much as what these new kids can go and experience, because it's a really beautiful thing
awesome,
when you get to compete in something like that.
I do want to throw a little bit of shade at Magic and Sax.
Okay.
At that LAN, we did not have headsets.
Damn.
Okay,
that
there
part
was
sucked.
there was a miscommunication with APS about the headsets. She asked for headsets, and I asked her for headsets, and she was like, okay, but then she kept them as prizes instead of for the players to use. So I walked out with a headset because I went and made finals, and so all the finalists got headsets, but it was just a miscommunication, and then I don't think it happened again. I think we all had headsets except for the Spring Summit LAN because somebody forgot them.
And still got them, huh?
Yeah.
Still managed to get 10 headsets. Still managed.
Crazy.
Just saying. Still managed to get 10 headsets day of.
But
just saying.
We didn't have access to the Del Norte lab. Shout out Del Norte, by the way.
Shout out Del Norte. Yeah, love you guys.
How
about you, Magic? What's your favorite LAN that you've been at?
So
you've been to a lot.
This is our LAN board.
Yeah, I think I've tallied up 11 LANs in high school.
Oh my gosh.
Around 9 to 11 LANs in high school. Mixture of both played and attended. My favorite that I've attended for sure was RLCS Worlds 2022. My first ever RLCS LAN, and that was it was surreal. Seeing all the pros and, being like, these are the guys I watched on YouTube when I was 12 years old, being like, dang, bro, I want to be like this guy. Now I'm watching him play and, talking to them and all that. It was so cool. But, my favorite LAN that I've played at was definitely last year's Invitational. Because for me, even though
2023 or 2?
4.
Or, yeah, I forget we're in 2024.
I know.
So this year's Invitational, technically.
Yeah. So like last school year's Invitational. Because I feel like even though we didn't place as well, I mean, it was still top 4 compared to, our top 2 finish in 2023. I feel like we kind of defied our expectations because, we lost our star player, Modulo. Shout out again.
Where'd you lose him to? Can you say it real
I
quick?
think he went to UNM, actually.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. This guy's
spreading misinformation.
goofy.
But we had a brand new roster and the vibes were just amazing and we pulled out a lot of upsets that tournament and I think that was just overall, even though we lost to Air Force in a pretty brutal fashion, I think the vibes were just always up. And honestly, I think I don't know if I can decide between the two, RLCS or that LAN event, to be my favorite, but I think my favorite that I've played in was that Invitational, and then favorite that I've attended was Worlds.
Definitely.
What about you, Vic?
What about me? Dude, I don't think I've ever played in a LAN straight up, which is
Not even Halo?
crazy. Huh?
Oh, you weren't on the Halo roster when they went to it,
No,
right?
I wasn't. I played at a LAN center, like in a little Rainbow Six Siege console 3v3 tournament one time in 2018.
Man.
I won it, by the way.
You
Won
did win?
$25.
That's
Nice.
good.
Heck yeah.
That's a big
Money in
bucks.
the
That's big
bank.
bucks.
Dude, that's
That's
when
earnings
that's
right
low-key
there.
when I would started
my-
getting
that's on
into
my
Rocket League.
Wikipedia right there.
His only LAN was when I started grinding Rocket League.
Real.
And now look where we are now.
You're
crazy.
really trying to
That's
make him
true.
look old like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was 12 years old.
That's wild. I was 16 at that LAN. I wasn't supposed to be playing because it was 18 plus. But I think
And you took their money.
that is true. I think the best LAN that I've attended in person, that I didn't help put on, probably has to be Overwatch League Grand Finals 2019.
Oh.
Not really Rocket League, but it's definitely an ancient tournament. That was like the peak of Overwatch.
That was peak
Yeah.
Overwatch.
It was still
I was watching
66.
I watched that Overwatch online.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was in Philadelphia. My mom was like, "Yo, I got a work convention in Philly, some random weekend," and I was like, "Sure, yeah." I agreed to it like months before I knew that an Overwatch event was gonna be there,
Yeah.
and then I realized Overwatch was gonna be there, and then I went and I was like, "Yo, this is so sick." It was in a basketball stadium. It was in the Sixers stadium. So it was
Really?
like
That's
massive.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
really
And
cool.
it's like at the peak of Overwatch, the whole stadium's full, and it was pretty crazy. When it comes to like an event that I threw, I honestly really liked the last NMCS that we did, Spring Summit 2024. I think it was pretty good. I think it had like the most innovation that we've ever tried to put on before, whether it's like the TVs with the logos, the moving camera, the stream setup kind of close by with like interviews and stuff like that. I think that was pretty cool. Invitationals are cool, but I don't really get to do everything.
Yeah.
Right.
I just put on like the streams and stuff like that. But for someone's tournament, I kind of do a lot.
Oh.
But I do it because I love it.
Drama.
Does
Bro
he
is
get
starting
paid?
unnecessary beef.
My bad. It's okay.
It
Now,
makes life fun.
Yeah, true. That is true.
speaking of NMCS, now that we have both heads of NMCS, both co-founders at NMSU, is there anything like leaks you can give us when it comes to like the future of the support system of NMCS?
I feel the only thing that I could probably say, for sure, is that we're going to become a lot more efficient now that, Scott and I can just meet up in person because it was so hard trying to find a time where we can call on Discord. And also now that I'm not as busy as I was in high school last year, because my senior year I did 4 extracurriculars and I was busy 5 days a week.
Nerd.
So
Been there.
Okay. But yeah, I think everything's become a lot more efficient. We just announced NMECS for this
just saw
season
that.
actually. So, we're doing a lot more innovative stuff. I guess it's not really innovative because a lot of other leagues are doing it, but finally trying to get more of the lower ranks up into our tournament because that's something we've always struggled with, and that's kind of something we're focusing on right now, getting more middle school and even elementary school representation. So we are trying to get some new partnerships soon, hopefully.
Still haven't gotten an email from them yet, by the way. Just saying.
Who?
Yeah, who?
NMCS?
About what?
Scott Robertson or Titus Nichols.
Oh,
Haven't
for
gotten
some
an email.
Oh shoot! I'm gonna. I'll text Scott about that. Yeah, full.
Oh,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
throwing him on the spot.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I really did.
I'm excited for your tournament. I'm very excited to see the the lower ranks kind of get in the mix, just because we kind of saw that at the LCPS showcase where you guys were all there, right? I think it was only like 2
I
or 3.
was not there.
I was not
I don't
there
think so.
either.
Were you there?
I don't think you were there
I
either.
don't think so.
I
Anyway.
definitely wasn't there.
At the
Yeah.
LCPS showcase, what they do is they have a bracket just for middle schools, just for high schools, and then grand finals of those mini brackets played against each other. Kind of weird, just having a middle school team versus a high school team. It's just going to be a slaughterhouse in the grand finals, unfortunately, and that's exactly what happened. But it did give that middle schools a chance to play against each other, compared to just getting insta slaughtered by a high school team like Oregon Mountain or Centennial. So
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. Hopefully we get a chance to do that again. But like you said, getting those middle school representation, that's going to be really big. And there's some really good middle school players nowadays.
Very good.
Yeah, they're
very-
very
We
good.
saw some in the last
Yeah, in
bi-weekly
the spring
tournament
summit
did.
we
Yeah.
had and also in the spring summit we had what middle school was it? Oh my gosh, I'm
Was it-
blanking.
Tres Volcanes?
No, we had another middle school come in place of Oregon Mountain. I think they're from Albuquerque, and they
I'm not
made
too sure
top
then.
4.
Oh, wow.
That's
in
crazy,
NMECS.
yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
and unfortunate or a top 8. They made top 8, and then they played us.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
So that it kind of sucks, but they also started the league 0-4 because they had to take Oregon Mountain's spot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Since they disbanded halfway through the year, so unfortunately they didn't have a full season, but they were really good. Like I was like, oh shoot, I think they
Wait,
even
was
took
it
a
James
game.
Monroe or
No, it wasn't James Monroe.
It was like a
Man,
red
really-
team. They had like red colors. That's why I was thinking
I'm
Tres
really
Volcanes.
blanking on the name.
I have no idea.
You guys can watch the VOD at NMECS. Archives
yes,
on
I
YouTube.
It's
think
not Volcano, is it?
no. I actually don't think we have any of. I did so bad on downloading the VODs.
All right,
so.
this guy's trolling.
I actually troll NMECS, bro. Swear to God, I feel so bad for Scott because he
You
like
got the
cooks.
Excel sheet.
Yeah,
He's cooking himself.
that's true.
Anyway,
Man, this is gonna annoy me.
we'll steer away from Rocket League for a little bit. We'll start down the line.
Oh.
Sad lad, if you could play another esport that isn't Rocket League, what esports would you choose?
Valorant.
Why?
That
This guy's getting
I'm not even
pissed.
surprised.
it's the game that I have the most experience with. If I were to really get into Valorant, once again, I could make the second team really easily. Maybe the first team if I grinded for a couple months, because when I was actually peaking in Valorant, I was a very decent player. I mean, I was top fragging in
Give
diamond
us the
lobbies
rank.
and stuff like.
You said
Peak rank?
diamond.
Peak rank was gold, but I never
Peak was gold.
Top fragging in diamond lobbies, by the way.
top fragging.
Top
I
fragging
never-
in diamond
Wait,
lobbies.
top frag-
I,
diamond, that's
I
what
did not
matters.
like playing ranked in Valorant. I never solo
that's
queued,
that's
so
valid.
I
That's
didn't
valid.
actually get to a rank that represented my skill, because I would always play with friends who were diamond, and like I said, I would top frag in those lobbies. I mean, I wasn't a diamond player yet, but I was at least good enough to hold my own. So
Okay.
I think that I would be able to thrive if I were to play anything other than Rocket League in that game.
How about you, Mr. Jeffrey?
I think I'm gonna go rainbow.
That's cringe.
I'll be
I
straight up
think
about
I
it.
think that's
That's
more
good.
cringe than Valorant. Bro. I
so-
won't
That's
lie.
true.
Talk to me about it. Why though?
Way back, beginning of high school, I really played rainbow a lot. Like that was my game. Me and the boys hop on every night, playing rainbow. We'd just go crazy with it. Now we didn't have PCs, so all console. But probably one of the best times ever, apart from Destiny, OG Destiny.
I don't know what's worse. You had three cringe.
I'm just saying, rainbow back then, back when
Fair
the
enough,
start
fair
of
enough.
it.
It was good, it was good.
It was something else. I really
That's
liked
true.
it.
What about you, Nate?
Yeah, so mine very different. I think if I were to play another esports, it'd
FIFA?
probably be Overwatch.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I
interesting.
played Rocket League and Overwatch were kind of my main thing a few years past, and no clue how good I am at it anymore, but I was a really decent support when I played. I felt like I was anyway. I think it was diamond or plat in that area, so it wasn't bad. But I think I could pick it up again, and I think I'd be good if I really wanted to. But
Who did you main?
who did I main?
Mercy.
Lucio, actually.
Mercy.
Damn. Okay, Lucio.
Yeah,
He's got. He's been playing Rocket League. That's like the fastest character.
exactly.
in the
That's
game.
why I'm
That's
good at
true.
him. He's the only character that
Yeah.
can move really fast.
Lucio was fun. I
And I can drive on walls still. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What about you?
I'm gonna have to say the same thing as Sad Lad. I'm gonna go with Valorant.
You're gonna play tryouts later today, both of you? Or
Yep. I'm trying out
Not
today.
me, not
Are you?
me.
Yeah, I'm trying out later today.
good luck.
I'm not good at Valorant at all, but it's okay because I have fun.
He's
That's
Fair enough. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah, Valorant I think is probably I'm very salty towards Valorant because I played Counter-Strike very young. Counter-Strike was my first PC game ever back in 2016 when I first got my PC. That was like the only game that I wanted to pay for because back then it was like $15 bucks. Now it's free, thank God. But I was playing Counter-Strike. I wasn't good at it, but it was just like that's all I knew. And then I veered away to other games, Call of Duty, Rainbow, Overwatch, whatever. And then when Valorant came out in 2020, I was like, this is Counter-Strike, but better. And I was pretty into Valorant too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I played a lot of Valorant when I first came out. Leon, he's really good at Valorant. Played on the Crimson for a couple of years. He will never admit it, but I told him, hey, try Valorant, because he played on Counter-Strike. He got banned on Counter-Strike because he was cheating.
You can check it on his Steam account.
Huh?
You can see it on his Steam account.
That's why he plays on an alt.
You can
Yeah.
see it on mine too.
Damn.
Crazy.
Oh.
Anyway, I told him to get on Valorant when Valorant was being dropped on stream drops, and he was like, nah, I don't like it. He played it, said he didn't like it, and then never played it again. Went back to Siege for that semester. And then when Valorant when Siege started going downhill, he picked up Valorant. He was like, yeah, I picked up Valorant on my own. And I was like, no, you didn't.
So, believe it or not,
I
I
made
also was a
Leon.
beta player.
What's up?
I also played during the beta.
Oh, yeah?
Valorant, yeah.
I started playing like right after the beta.
When
'Cause
it first dropped?
I didn't want to watch the streams. So
You just waited?
Yeah. So I was like, my friend was like, bro, you gotta play Valorant, and I was like, okay.
I played Valorant like once.
And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I generally
I played
thought
during the beta.
the beta. Yeah, I generally thought Valorant would be like the Counter-Strike killer, but then just COVID really stunted its growth in terms of like esports and competition. And I did it with all the esports titles, but I felt like it really impacted Valorant for like a long time. Like maybe even like early 2022, they started having in-person LAN events back, and even 2021 they were having some, but it was like really weird. But 2022 they started having LAN events, and all the games went back to normal. RLCS went back to normal, Counter-Strike went back to normal, but Valorant just stayed having like no fan interaction, like no in-person Val LANs. I think that really stunted its growth as like an esport. Now, obviously, we don't really see that anymore. We saw Champions end last night,
crazy.
and we saw Champions last year was here in NA. That was even bigger. So I think it's definitely a contender for Counter-Strike in terms of like esports legendary status. But I think Counter-Strike will always be Valorant.
I'm going to shout out one of my friends from high school, too, who
Go for it.
played Valorant
Who
a
was it?
lot. Tylo. Tried convincing him to come here to NMSU.
He egoed you or what?
No, he came for a semester.
Oh, okay.
And then he got a scholarship elsewhere to play Valorant.
Damn.
wow.
Wait, that's crazy.
Where'd he go?
Dude,
Where'd he go?
I don't even remember where. He
Doesn't matter. He left NMSU.
He doesn't game
That's
no more.
true.
He's out there
Damn.
making moves. But if we had him here, dude, I'm just saying, top NA.
Top NA
That's the
talent.
guy.
Is he that good?
He played professional, like bubble.
Oh wow.
Oh, actually, like,
professional
yeah.
Valorant.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's that good.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. Well,
But I will say Valorant.
Valorant.
Like, definitely a
interesting title.
interesting title for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I agree with you. Like, I thought it was going to kill out CSGO. Unfortunately, it didn't. I think in my mind, it seems like they kind of just coexist right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, I had the same thought process.
Mhm.
I wasn't very good at CSGO. I played it a little bit.
Mm.
That's why I went to Valorant, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll be good at this. But
I actually played CS:GO because of Valorant.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I
what a
played-
lot of people have been doing.
I
straight up.
played Valorant first, and then I was like, maybe I should play CS. Like, I heard of CS, but I like never played it. So then I started playing CS:GO, and then I was like, man, this game is hard.
It's harder than Valorant. That's why all the old men
And-
play
That's
it.
true.
And then I started playing some CS2, like in our esports class, and then I was like, okay, now that I can actually like shoot, it's a lot more fun. Like, now that I can actually move my crosshair, it's at least a little bit enjoyable.
now that you can aim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For real.
it only takes like a 2-hour aim warm up, but
2 hours is great.
No worries.
Me?
He just hits the
2
aim
minutes.
lab.
Anyway, talking about esports, we have the RLCS Worlds coming up here shortly in exactly about a month, I believe. Actually, it's probably less. It's like
it's
3
about
weeks.
weeks.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
from now,
I believe
yeah.
we're all going, right?
We are.
Oh,
Every single one
yeah.
of us?
we are.
Oh, yeah.
We got a nice little Airbnb out in the middle of whoever
Yeah, God's
backyard
somewhere.
it is.
Yeah.
In like a
Pilot
random
Point,
mansion.
Texas.
Stop doxing us, dude.
You
That's
can't-
not where we are.
It literally is.
Isn't that where we're gonna go?
But
No.
we are not going to tell you that. Anyway, we have a really cool. We have like
No.
20 people going with us, right?
Yeah,
Is it
20.
like 19
Yeah,
or
a
something
lot.
like that?
Good
20.
team.
Yeah, 19 or 20.
Obviously,
round
I
up.
think you're the only one that's been to an RLCS LAN.
Me and
Have-
Scott. Yeah.
You guys haven't been to one
No,
yet?
I almost went to one 2020, but that one got canceled.
Oh,
I
you
wonder
know
why.
the first OG Fort Worth LAN.
We had tickets. We had a hotel. We had fucking excuse
Everything?
my language flights.
Really? Damn, they
we were
canceled it
ready,
on your ass.
and we're like,
Jeez.
"Is this gonna happen?" You know, didn't happen. And
Damn.
yeah,
Yeah, Eli was meant to go to that LAN too.
I was upset. Dude.
That's why he got the wheels. He has the
RLCS wheels?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They weren't very good wheels, but
dude. What do you
Cool-
mean?
cool
Those
to
are
own 'em.
gas.
Wait, at this Worlds, can I get wheels?
No.
They don't do that anymore?
Actually, no. They
don't
didn't
think-
do it last
What?
Worlds and the
better?
Worlds before they didn't do it.
that's kind of
This is outrageous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you could get like a Mobile One decal
Yes.
if you scanned like a QR code and
I want
filled out
that.
a survey. You would get a freaking.
I want the wheels.
I
want the
know,
wheels
but I want the wheels. And I could keep the code selling for like $100, dude. Light work.
Damn. That
Only 100?
sucks. Who do you guys think is gonna win? I know G2.
That's the one I'm gonna root for.
G2 won the most
I'm rooting
region
for
major,
I'm
right?
rooting for Gen G.
I'm rooting
Genji.
G2. I've been a G2
Yeah, I bought a
fan
jersey and
forever.
everything.
Damn.
Yeah, or SSG.
So I've got a couple teams I'm rooting for.
Give me your top three. Don't be a bandwagon.
Okay. Unfortunately, the team I rooted for before disbanded. So
Okay.
I've been looking for squads this season.
Yeah.
But no one that I'm like a fan of 100% yet. I think Gentlemates is a really good team.
Is that not the
Gentlemates is
Spanish
good.
people?
I like Gentlemates.
Yep.
I think they have a good shot at winning the whole thing.
Yep.
Falcons.
Yep.
Shout out
Falcons,
Falcons
again.
is
Another
scary.
great squad.
They look so scary in the
They are
last.
They
so
really do.
scary.
They really do. And then also, I hate to admit it, but I am gonna say G2. I think G2 does have
Yeah,
potential.
Why do you hate to admit it though?
Because Nate's a
me.
fanboy.
It's because me.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
fair
been
enough.
a G2 fan since Carnovi, so
Yep.
way back in the day,
Yep.
and it's never changed.
I was a G2 and C9 fan way back when.
I was a Peeps guy,
Peeps.
Reynolds
I
is a good
that
guy.
but
They're
they're not playing there, so
Reynolds? Oh yeah, they didn't make it.
Nope.
unfortunately.
Wash.
Yeah.
What about you, Salad?
Well, I mean, I like Gentlemates because I like their decal in Rocket League.
That's the
That's so valid. That's valid.
honestly.
Yeah.
So I've been maining that decal, but I mean they're looking good, and I've always been on the G2 as well. Ever since Rizzo, I mean he was one of my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad that he left, but
Is he coaching now?
No.
Rizzo, no.
No,
He just retired.
No,
content.
he's
Purely
yeah.
content creation. Yeah.
He
Yeah, I don't
does
really follow him.
what's it called? Not watch party. Well, he does watch parties,
He
but
does.
Doesn't he hold team streams for
Yeah.
Yes.
RLCS quals? and
Yes, he
stuff?
does.
Yeah.
He plays in the RLCS calls for memes, and they actually did well. But
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, they
Yeah.
had Turbo Pulse on their team, who's
Yeah,
a
they-
4-time world champ. So that's why they did
Who's
well.
also retired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
also-
also
yeah,
for like what, like
that's
3
crazy.
years
He's
or
been retired for a minute.
yeah.
and he's still better than tons of people. It's
Definitely
insane.
better than you.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah.
All
Rizzo's
right.
still better than me.
Just about
Don't
everyone
gotta be
better
in
than
the
you,
guy.
just-
No.
Yeah,
No one's better than
everyone's
C2
better
over
than
there.
him. C2, yeah, C2.
C2?
Sadland. Who's been your most inspiration when it comes to Rocket League?
my most inspiration, honestly,
And it doesn't have to be just Rocket League. It can literally just be like esports in general.
I think Daily Scrub.
Shout out Daily Scrubs.
Genuinely.
That's yeah.
That's
I
very
think he's been the most motivating factor. I mean, he almost hit SSL this past summer. He got maybe within 3 games of SSL.
That's
Scrub-
crazy.
Scrub
Summer.
has that mental diff.
He has that
I don't know what it
mental
is.
diff. I mean, he's been on the grind, and he's been pushing Kasi and I to also get on the grind and stay motivated and everything. And it's gonna be sad when he leaves.
When does he graduate?
graduates. I think this is his last year.
Oh,
It's very sad.
that's
I
sad.
gotta retire his jersey.
Yeah.
He's a grinder. He that
plays
man,
a
probably
lot.
one of the most underrated Rocket League.
Straight up,
players we have.
Absolutely.
straight up.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
I agree.
I think he's top 3 in the program easily.
And then number 2
Easily.
and 1 are Sad Lad and Classy or what?
No.
It's actually Fraud and
No,
I won't say
Bronco Bobby.
nothing.
Or Karuma, actually. My bad.
Kuruma.
Karuma.
Kuma
I don't know. I saw
Kuma
him
popped
playing.
off in that last
Yeah, no,
tournament.
he did,
I'm
he
just going to
did.
say that.
What about you, Fraud? Who's your most inspiration when it comes to esports? Who inspires you to be better at esports or Rocket League or anything in between?
Originally it was Frankie. when I came here, so I actually started playing here 2020. I left, took a gap semester, came back 2021. And I don't know if you remember, but the Talkies competition, was it Talkies?
I don't remember that
Oh,
one. That's been wiped from my memory.
It's from long ago, right?
Oh yeah, I
You know,
remember
years
seeing that
ago.
on Twitter all the time.
But I remember Fetty called me up. He's like, "Hey, you want to play in this 2v2? We're going to have the main team players playing it."
Mm-hmm.
Got teamed up with Frankie. We won the whole thing. Beat Yuli, beat Grand, you know. Something that I usually do nowadays. But,
Nice.
Frankie, just something about him, motivated, you know,
Yeah.
and especially when you saw him play, he was always motivated, always keeping his team up. I think that's a thing that benefits him now with coaching, right? But, man, I love that guy.
How about you, Nate?
So I think overall, like throughout, before I was even in the program, was actually Chicago, who used to play on G2, plays on Space Station now.
He also played on EG
He did
before
play
G2.
on EG, yeah. And
with classics.
yeah, so way far back. He's been
Yeah.
he's been in the top of the scene for a while, and I cue in on his streams, and he's always, as much as he doesn't stream nowadays, but he's getting better at it. But he's just a motivating player. He's always been positive and that sort of thing. But I think the most immediate motivation, Fraud is going to be surprised by this, probably Ramen for me. The amount of effort that he plays a heck of a lot, and he plays with so much passion and emotion that it's, in a way, it's cool to see. So it inspires me to keep playing.
Absolutely. I think it gets to him sometimes, but also, you don't see him stop playing. You might get upset, but, you know,
He's
5-10 minutes later, he's back on it, playing again.
Is.
So
It's very inspiring.
good mental.
How about you?
For me, I've kind of had a few. When I first started playing Rocket League, it was Squishy because, you know, I wanted to be the most flashy. Huh?
Who didn't have Squishy as a...
Yeah, right. I wanted to be
It's so real.
I wanted to be, you know, the most flashy, scoring 30 goals a game type of player. And then kind of when Peeps kind of started going on, you know, way onto the scene, started looking up a lot to Reddles because, you know, now I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this flashy stuff anymore. It's too much. Like, I just want to play solid, play smart, which I'm not good at.
Getting there.
He's getting there.
And, you know, I think Reddles is easily one of, if not the best in-game leaders in Rocket League.
Yes.
He is easily, like, one of the most calm and collected players.
Absolutely.
And also, I would also like to say my teammates from last year at La Cueva, I think, because, you know, before my mental was shot for, you know, all of high school until senior year, I was just like, man, this esports stuff, like, I don't want to do this. And then senior year, I was like, you know what? Let's keep doing it. I got to get to college somehow, right?
Real.
Yeah.
And they kind of showed me, because, you know, Pizza, before, you know, he was the highest ranked player on our team, he was, when I first met him, he was a gold 2 his freshman year.
Wow.
He was gold. He would ask me to play every single day, and I would keep telling him no because I was champ 3 and I had the biggest ego.
Of course.
That's crazy.
Still do.
Now he's the one getting egoed.
And so he was like, and then he got up to like maybe champ 2. He was about champ 2 at the 2023 Invitational. So when he was a junior, and then when he played with Eli and he played with us, we were just grinding all day. Like, I think we played 9 hours a day for both of those days. Like, if we weren't playing our matches, we were just playing ranked. And then he was just like, you know what? I'm going to start grinding this game. And then he almost hit 1,700 in, like, less than a year.
He shot up.
Yeah.
He did.
And, like, so he's easily one of, you know, and he also has probably the most perfect mental. Like, you know, he keeps us all level-headed. Like, I just scream and get us, you know, hyped. But then, you know, if it's too much, then he keeps us level-headed.
Level-headed for sure.
Yeah. So I think those are kind of my main inspirations. Shout out Pizza, by the way, and Brazo. The
Shout
guys.
out.
Don't
La
forget
Cueva
to call
squad. At least previously. I think for me, when it comes to like who motivates me, I always kind of give the same 2 answers. I'm an Optic fanboy. So the CEO of Optic, Mr. Hex, he's like my goat. Call him my dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
That's crazy.
That is
he's
crazy.
For someone that I don't know, but like, you know, he grew up the same place I live in El Paso. He technically grew up in Juarez, but he would, you know, be here. And then, you know, Optics has just kind of been like my thing. They were in Rocket League for a little bit before they.
Yep, they were.
got DQ'd out or something. I don't know what happened there.
They
They
just
had
severed.
Reddles at one point.
Yeah,
didn't
they had the
They had the SSG squad for a little bit.
they had the Luminosity squad.
Yeah.
So after Reddles left SSG, he went to Optic, and then I think Optic just dropped to Rocket League.
Yeah.
And then they went to LG, and then LG dropped them.
Snouts.
Sick.
Reddles Magic Cheese,
Yeah.
the GOAT.
Reddles Magic Cheese.
They
For
were like short
Sorry.
Remad cheese.
Yeah.
Remad.
real. But yeah, that would be like the one person that I don't know that inspires me a lot, just because he does like the whole content stuff, and that's what I would try to do. For people that I do know, I think it's pretty easy to say Ryan Pack.
Yeah.
He's a pretty cool guy, I guess.
Very cool dude.
Whenever he's around.
Hard worker.
But yeah, pretty much that's it. I don't really have too many people other than that. But other than that, we'll go ahead and wrap off this podcast right here and there. Last minute announcements. You guys are doing community Rocket League tournaments from time to time.
Yes. So we actually just finished our second one yesterday.
Yes.
Shout out to Bo, Karuma. Some of you may know
Stoic.
him as Asuka and
Yep,
Stoic.
Stoic.
They won it out.
Yep.
They do have special roles now in the NMRL server.
Nice.
Join it if you're not in there yet.
It'll be
But
linked below.
we are shooting to try and run them every 2 weeks, bi-weekly. That's the goal.
Yep.
Might be a little longer than that, but certainly within that 2 week to 3 week period. And then we are going to be switching it up a little bit.
Oh,
We're going to
interesting.
be throwing some special game modes in there here soon.
Ooh, interesting.
How do you sign up?
So you can sign up via a Battle Fight link. We will drop it.
It'll also be in the description by the time this podcast goes out. Hopefully.
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 When is the podcast dropping?
Tomorrow.
Probably not.
The Discord will be there, so you'll have
Discord,
the
yeah.
notification.
Yeah, you'll get the announcement. So, but yeah, it'll be in the announcement. It's a Battle Fight link. You just sign up, throw on your Discord ID, your Epic name, and you're set.
Yeah,
Definitely. Other than that, make sure to sign up for Rocket League tryouts if you're here at NMSU full-time
Please do.
students. We need some teams. We need some players. We want to make these guys busy all year. And we definitely want to bring home some trophies, which is also pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You guys have anything last thing to say before we sign off of the podcast, Adlad?
No, I got nothing for you.
Don't follow like SoundCloud or something?
Yeah, follow my SoundCloud. Nate Boss 100.
Fire
I don't have a SoundCloud. That's not gonna work.
Fraud?
We should have brought the trophies out here.
We should have brought the trophies.
You don't have that many.
Yeah, the
Come on
trophies.
now. Anyway.
Just want to say, I'm proud of these guys. I'm glad they're
Thank
helping
you.
me with managing. I'm learning it all almost fresh. Fetty gave me some pointers and stuff, and I still
Definitely.
bounce stuff on him, but it's nice to have these guys assisting and helping me out.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would just say, yeah, it's been a trip this last year. I'll say that. A lot has changed. I think my mindset on Rocket League and the esports program has definitely changed, but I think it's been for the better. And thank you for the opportunity to do the podcast
Of
too.
course.
I really enjoyed doing this. This was fun.
For you?
For me, I guess everyone said like real stuff, but I was just gonna say to follow me on Twitter. All right, you can follow me on Twitter.
All of their Twitters will be down in the description as members of the
I need followers.
podcast.
Also, subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm gonna try to pump out more YouTube content.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and join
It's
NMECS.
crazy.
Yeah, he had to remind
You
me
gotta
to
remind
plug
you
my
to-
own tournament.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Join NMECS. Can you link the Discord? The NMECS
I'll think about it.
Discord? What if I sent you an email?
If you send me an email, I might put it in the Twitter. I might put the Twitter on the bottom.
Okay, that's good enough because then you can find our Discord through there. So.
Yeah. True. Other than that, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. Make sure to follow all these handsome gentlemen on social media and tune in for the next episode of the Live from the 575 podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Hopefully next time it'll be live too. We just couldn't figure out these Ethernet ports and this.
They're not heated.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But hopefully you'll be able to watch this on Twitch, and we'll have a live question segment, so we'll be able to take questions from the chat so long as they're not obscene. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Tell Magic to hit GC.
Yeah, please.
I don't think I'm ever gonna hit GC, bro.